All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the State of the Game for July 13th. As you can see, I am still all alone today. Hamish is still not back, so it's just going to be me today. But that's fine, because I think it's going to be a pretty short and pretty fast State of the Game. As you know, right now everything is just all about the PTS, and especially the console PTS. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I have a few things that I want to mention, a few things that we need to acknowledge. As we know, there's been a lot of discussion regarding the invites and all of that, so I just want to comment on that a bit. As you know, so first, the PTS on console opened today. It opened today at noon, around noon our time, so that's Central European time. But of course, for the moment, only European players are able to access it because they are the only ones who actually receive the invites. We're having a bit of complications with the keys for American players. We know that there's a lot of American players that actually are waiting eagerly to get access to it. The process is taking longer than we thought, and it's taking longer than we would have liked it to. But yeah, so we have the keys that are coming today, hopefully, so we should be able to send the invites tomorrow to all the American players. So I know that this is a bit of a bummer, but yes, they should be coming tomorrow. And then as soon as you have the invites, you should be able to access the PTS right away because it's already open. So yeah, we're sorry for that. It's really something that was not anticipated, and yeah, it kind of sucks. But we are trying the best we can to make sure that you get the invites as soon as possible. We have another issue also that is kind of the opposite. We got players that actually received invites but don't have access to the PTS. So what's happening, basically, there is an issue where if you get an invite and then you try to click on the link, it will tell you that you are not eligible for the PTS, even though you received an invite. What is going on there is basically, there's two possibilities. One, please make sure that you're actually using the right account. So when you click on the link, you're going to be sent to a website. Make sure that on this website, you're connected with the account that received the email, because it can be that you're connected to another account, in which case you will not be eligible. So please make sure to double check that. But if you still get this message once you're connected to the right account, odds are that you're probably one of our players from Asia. And unfortunately, we do not have the PTS in the Asian territories. The reason being that it's a completely different process with first parties there, and it's not something that we can do in Asia. You should not have received an invite. It's not that we wanted to invite you and then found out we can't do it. It's like it was never planned to, but there was a mistake in the invitation process, and some players from Asia got invited by accident. So if it's not done yet, you should receive, if you're one of these players, you will receive another email to inform you that unfortunately the PTS is not accessible to you. So yeah, sorry about that. That's also a mistake, and that's a bit of a disappointment, I guess, for the players that got the invite. But yeah, there's nothing we can do here. We cannot make the PTS accessible in these territories. And then the other thing that we are looking at is, so there has been a lot of discussions. You know how we told you about the criteria, the selection criteria, the having been active in the last 30 days, and then ranking players based on the total playtime since the launch of the game. We wanted to be super transparent with you on this criteria. This has, of course, generated a lot of discussion, especially with players that now see people being invited that have less playtime than they do, and not really understanding why. We've had a lot of contacts from players about that. So we're looking at it right now because, yes, there's so many players that are reporting that and that seem to be following the proper criteria, so it's kind of weird that they didn't get invited. So we're having a look at it now, using the cases that some players have contacted us on support and everything. So we're looking at these profiles, trying to compare and see if that's normal or not, that these players actually got invited or didn't get invited. So there is an investigation that is going on right now, trying to find out if something went wrong also with this criteria. But yeah, that we know of, there wasn't any extra steps that we haven't told you. So if something happened, something went wrong, or some miscommunication maybe internally, but at least the criteria that we gave you last week are still the criteria that we are supposed to have applied. Obviously, there are edge cases of players that follow these criteria didn't get selected, so we need to find out what happened. I don't have an update for you yet on what happened and where this investigation is going to lead, but we will let you know as soon as we know. And of course, the main question is mostly what do we do from there? If there is any opportunity then to send another wave of invites to the people that should have been part of it but didn't get invited, we don't know yet if that's possible or not. First, we need to find out what happened, and then we will see where do we go from there. So yeah, please bear with us. Again, it's frustrating because a lot of people want to play on the PTS, want to try the update, want to provide feedback. We understand that. Please just be patient. Understand it's the first time we do a PTS. It's pretty much the first time it's done at Ubisoft, and it's not been done in the industry much either. So it's not as if we have easy benchmark to look at and be like, hey, we're going to do like these guys do. It's quite new, so we are learning a lot. Obviously, it's not perfect. We understand that. But yeah, this is all learnings for us when we will talk about potentially doing it again in the future. So then once you do get access to the PTS on console, so as you've seen, the global events are not activated on the console PTS. They will be. We have a patch that is coming for that. I don't know yet if the patch will be deployed today or tomorrow, but we have a patch that is in the works. And that should fix the issues with the global event so we can activate it and you can test the global event. It will be the same global event as the one that is currently available on PC, which is the Headshots one. So yeah, we will let you know when this is fixed. Again, maybe today, hopefully, otherwise probably tomorrow. And then the other thing is also the recalibration. A lot of console players reporting that the recalibration is not working. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. We deactivated it because we have an issue with recalibration. The PC players can tell you everything about it because a lot of them have been experiencing it. We had problems where you would recalibrate and not get the proper stats or get stats that you're not supposed to get. So we deactivated the recalibration. So what happens is you can recalibrate, but it's just not going to do anything. So this is normal in a way, but something that we did until we can fix the issue with recalibration to make sure that we are not getting items with crazy stats, because that would completely destroy any value in the data that we're going to get from this test. So we'd rather not have any recalibration at all. This should be fixed with the PTS 3 patch, and hopefully we can make that available as soon as possible. So talking about PTS 3, yes, we have a PTS 3 build that is being worked on right now. We don't know yet when it's going to be deployed. We're looking at probably next week, but probably or definitely not this week. There's a few fixes in there. I talked about the recalibration. We are looking also at the loot in global events. There's been a lot of feedback on the loot and how you acquire, the loot, and especially the classified set with the global events. So we will have a better implementation of that, especially also removing all the green and blue items and everything you could get from the caches, because you're not supposed to get those. This was a mistake. So we'll fix that and kind of have a look at overall how do you acquire the classified set. So that will all be in PTS 3. We have a bunch of bug fixes as well in this build that is going to be deployed. But yeah, I don't have the list right now. As I said, it's still being worked on. ETA next week for PC. We don't know yet if and when we could make it available on console. We don't know that yet. We will let you know as well as soon as we know more about it. But for PC, definitely next week. So once again, that's all I have in my list. So as I said, it was going to be a very short one, but just a reminder, PTS on console is now available. American players have not yet been invited. We're looking at sending the invites tomorrow. If you received a message saying you are not eligible, make sure you're connected to the right account when you click on the link. And if you are connected to the right account, you're probably one of the unfortunate players from Asia that received an invite by mistake. You were not supposed to be invited because the PTS will not be available in Asia. And there's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. And we're also looking at other reports of players who claim that they have more playtime than others and filling all the criteria, and we're not invited to the PTS. So this is something we are looking into, and we'll see if something can be done about it. Then on PTS, global events are not activated. Recalibration is not working. We know all of that. We're working on it. And yes, PTS 3 coming next week on PC with fixed recalibration, a look at the global event loot rewards, and yeah, bug fixes, lots of bug fixes. And we don't know yet when it's going to be made available on console. So that's what I had. Again, as a general note, I know that there's a lot of frustration going on with the PTS on console. I just talked about it before, but keep in mind that it's the first time we do it. We're learning. we know it's not perfect and we understand the frustration, but please also understand that there's a lot of work going behind that to try to make it available to you guys, because we believe that this is important for the community and we believe this is important for the game. So please make sure that when you do provide feedback, try to feedback us on the game as much as possible. And yeah, for the selection process and all of that, it's something that once the PTS is done, we will look at all of that, the selection process, how it went, what was the end result in terms of the feedback we got out of it, and especially in terms of how beneficial it was for us for the game, and like how much did we fix thanks to it, and also what kind of impact it had on the community. And then based on all of that, we'll look at it and we'll see if we need to reassess the way we do the PTS on console, how we give access to people, how many people we give access to, and all of that for future PTS. So once again, it's the first time we do it. We know it's not perfect. We are learning from it. But yeah, please try to stay focused on the game. The end goal here is to make the game better. All right? That's it. That's all I have for the state of the game today. As I said, it would be short. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.